The reopening of Carl's Ice Cream is always a tradition here in Fredericksburg. On this week's edition, we'll introduce you to a few of the people that always take part in this every year. Before we get started with this week's edition, I would like to recognize our sponsor, Shore United Bank. Shore United is there to help guide your financial journey. Wherever you wish to be, Shore will be by your side every step of the way. Visit their downtown branch on William Street or at Harrison Crossing. And now, on to this week's episode. Today is February 14th, which is the Friday before President's Day, which is always, every year, the reopening of Carl's Ice Cream at 2200 Princess Anne Street in Fredericksburg. This is always a tradition that there's always a line of people that are waiting to be one of the first to get their Carl's fix for the season. It's been closed since the Sunday before Thanksgiving. And the very first two in line here are Mandy and Eric Kilman. Mandy and Eric, tell us a little bit about what time you guys got here, and then this is a bit of a tradition for you, is that right?
Absolutely, that is correct. We got here a little bit past 8 a.m. this morning, but we have gotten here in the past as early as like 7 a.m. And we've done this since 2000, and I don't know, it just started to become this thing. We would take off for Carl's reopen, and regardless of the weather, whether it's sunshine or freezing, and we are out here.
Yes, we're all kind of bundled up. I think it's about 40 degrees. So is there usually a line of people here by the time it opens at 11 o'clock?
I would say about 15 minutes before you're going to start to see the line begin to advance out, and there are people that we've seen several years running that we know, and always glad to see them and smile.
And what's your go-to order that you're going to order here when this opens up in 20 minutes or so?
Giant hot fudge sundae.
Hot fudge sundae, yeah.
Absolutely. Get a little warmth in the bones for this. So yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, enjoy it. Mandy and Eric, thanks for being on the show.
No problem.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. Now I'm with Meredith and Stephen Whedon, who also have a tradition. They're usually the second in line behind the Kilmans. So what's your go-to order here at Carl's?
Lately, the pineapple shake.
Yeah. How about you?
I usually go. Sometimes I'll go for a chocolate cone, sometimes a strawberry, sometimes I'll mix. But those are usually my go-tos.
Yeah. So y'all do this again every year, and almost always you get here second?
Yeah, I've been doing it since 1998.
Oh, wow.
I'm coming on opening day. My kids have both been here every year on opening day since they were babies. So
you see a lot of old friends usually when you get here, people that you've been seeing over the years?
First three groups of people are all the same each year, so it's nice to see everybody at least once that year.
Very cool. Yeah, it's a great tradition here in Fredericksburg. So
always familiar faces.
Yeah. Well, hope you enjoy the ice cream. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Okay.
Have a great
All right, you too. I'm with Ramona Settle, who is one of the owners of Carl's. Ramona, we're all happy to see Carl's reopen. Is this a tradition that Carl's has, since it opened, that it's always kind of been closed for a few months in the winter? Is it something that's always happened?
Yes, we opened in 1947, and Carl was my uncle. And he used to shut down not only because it was a slower season, but he used to love to go hunting. And then what happened is when he shut down for the winter, people complained and they were like, "You're taking my ice cream away, I want it back." And then when we reopen again in February, it'd be very busy, which would be unusual to be busy for frozen custard in February. So that stuck. Nobody goes hunting anymore. But it was such a tradition that we kept it going through now.
Nice.
78 years.
And it's always the Sunday before Thanksgiving is the last day, and then the Friday before President's Day is the first day. Is that right? And I think one of the things that people love about Carl's is that it seems like you have been doing things the same way for decades.
Yes.
But you do have one addition, one new thing this year.
We will now start taking credit cards.
All right, well, Ramona, welcome back, and hope it's a
you.
great season for you guys.
Thank you. Good
All right,
to see you.
thank
Good
you.
to talk to you.
Okay. All right, so that's going to do it for this week's edition. Carl's is open, so come on down, check it out. 2200 Princess Anne Street, longtime tradition in Fredericksburg. That'll do it for this week's edition. We'll see you next week. Be sure to subscribe to our newsletter at fredericksburgfreepress.com and subscribe to our YouTube page as well. We'll keep you up to date on what's going on business-wise here in the Fredericksburg area. See you next week. Before we sign off for the week, I would like to again recognize our sponsor, Shore United Bank.